Now Christina Applegate's doing so well, and same with Katie Seagal. You know, this is his time to shine.
Yeah, the only other actor on that show, Married Children, is a kid, and he's dead now. I think.
Not dead.
Why? He's certainly not acting much.
Well, no, because he's a bonehead. Everybody else is decent.
Maybe he does a lot of voiceover work.
I think it's video games.
I don't remember his name, but let's get on to our next news item. New cast members. So remember a few weeks ago we watched that clip of Herschel and Rick in the bar, and those two guys walking in at the end. Well, we did some investigative reporting and came up with the fact that that's Aaron Munoz playing Comey and Andre Baticho playing Hustler.
Yeah, you looked at that article in Russian.
Yes, and found out that he comes in one episode and then gets killed. Hustler. Apparently that's not Andre Baticho.
Oh.
Apparently it is, according to Spoiler TV, Michael Raymond James playing Dave. And that's a character we talked about before too. Comey and Dave show up. Dave is a guy from northeastern U.S. I think it's, if I remember now.
Nebraska?
No, northeastern New York.
Nebraska. So I just thrown that out there.
You're arguing that. Anyways, apparently it's Comey and Dave, and you will know Michael Raymond James as Renee from True Blood. Remember Renee?
Oh yeah.
He's the guy that knocked Arlene on that show, and she thinks the baby's evil because he was a murderer and eventually killed. Sorry, spoilers for True Blood.
The first season.
Yeah, exactly. So he was Renee on True Blood. Apparently that's him there. Not Andre Baticho like I seem to think it was.
Right.
So we don't know who Hustler is still. Yeah, but we do know apparently that's Michael Raymond James in that bar. He was also in Terriers. Did you watch Terriers? TV show. I've been meaning to check that one first too. And Black Snake Moan he was in too. So anyhow, that's the deal on those two guys. We've got one more new cast member listed according to IMDb, and that's Philip Devona playing Nate in episode 10.
Devona?
So we got a bunch of new people coming in here. It sounds like who are not from the comic and are unique to the TV show.
Sounds like fun.
Certainly does. That probably come in kill off next episode. But we know what we
Yeah, they're wearing red shirts.
do you think that the show needs to kill off one of its major characters?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this season.
All right.
Somebody's gotta go. I don't know who's gonna be, but somebody's gotta go.
Okay. I do too. I think so. Hopefully they don't just bring in all these miscellaneous characters to kill them off so that they don't have to kill one of the major characters.
Well, that would be good.
And I don't like to see people die, but this is real life here.
Oh, yeah.
This is real zombie TV.
Real zombie TV. Yeah, apocalypse people die. Story. Fiction.
Alrighty. Season 2 episode titles and information has been released. And these episode titles could be considered minor spoilers, but I'm going to read them anyways. I'm not going to read the descriptions of the episodes. Okay, yeah, we'll save that for the next week on The Walking Dead because frankly those are potentially very spoilery.
Yeah, they would be.
So after Nebraska, we've got Triggerfinger and 18 Miles Out. Those ones we've already reported on. Number 11 is called Judge, Jury, Executioner.
Ooh.
Number 12 is called Better Angels. And the season 2 finale, episode number 13, is called Beside the Dying Fire. Now, you can kind of say that two ways, and there's a different meaning depending on how you say it. There's Beside the Dying Fire, as in the fire is diminishing, or Beside the Dying Fire.
Oh, beside the fire.
The killing fire, right? So there's two different meanings there. Who knows?
They're angels. I heard that. There was a quote on it's from a famous quote, and I forget who. And I remember again the West Wing. So the quote on the West Wing. Something about being your demons are being outshouted by your better angels or something like that. I looked at that. I looked at that. So
Interesting. I've never heard that, but probably a reference to that. If it's a famous quote, if it's a well-known quote.
yeah,
Could be a coincidence too.
try to look it up.
But if it's a quote that is known, I wouldn't think it's a coincidence. So see what you can find on that.
It looks like it's a quote from Abraham Lincoln's inaugural address.
No,
Speaking of
Lincoln.
that could not be it.
I don't know. So as I said, brief summaries were released as well for these. I'm going to save them for a little later in the podcast in case anyone's really worried about spoilers. Also, regarding season 2, just so everyone knows, it resumes on February 17th on FX in the UK. So a week after the 12th when we get here in North America, right? Everyone is overseas or at least in the UK watching it. So Kirkman and Nazar sat down with Collider.com to do an interview, and it was pretty interesting. They speak extensively about Search for Sophia storyline and criticism that the show was too slow in season 2. Right? Kirkman had this to say on the pace. He said, I think that building to the reveal of Sophia was a payoff that we were working towards. I think we did a good job working towards it. I would also like to say that Sophia reveal is really the beginning of an escalation that takes us all the way through to the end of our season. We started searching for Sophia, and then things got a little bit heightened when we found her in the barn. That's going to lead to a lot of conflict. That's going to lead to a new threat on the horizon. And you'll see in our first episode back, which is really going to dovetail into a big series of events that's going to lead us to our finale. So we kind of said the same thing a few times there, but the most interesting part I thought about that was that's going to lead to a new threat on the horizon. Yeah, maybe a hurricane, the locusts.
Locusts,
maybe
frogs.
Yeah,
Millions of frogs
falling from the sky. I don't know. So we know that they've got the rest of season 2, and they said it's going to be more intense, it's going to be faster moving. Everything is just bigger and better and better and so on. But who knows? Who knows where this is going to lead exactly? But it's a really good interview. It's at Collider.com. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. You go check it out. They talk about a variety of different things happening on the show, and even some stuff happening that we're doing with the comic book. So there's interesting stuff there. And yeah, it's going to be pretty open. Yeah, there you have it. All right, moving right along. Season 3 information. We have a little bit on locationvacations.com, a site we've used before for finding out filming locations and such. They are reporting that filming is set to begin in May in Sonoya, Georgia. Now, that may sound familiar because that is the same town where they filmed all season 2, including Farm and the little residential area that Shane and Lori go to, where she learns how to shoot and usually dance class. That's right. And all those places. Anywhere else we saw in season 2 pretty much was filmed in or around Sonoya, Georgia.
So they're not going far.
Not going far. That doesn't mean they're not going somewhere though.
Well, just they're filming one spot and they
They could be anywhere in that spot. Yeah. Apparently, zombie set construction is set to begin this week, and it will involve 60 local carpenters. Now, I don't know if that's a lot or not. Do you think that's a lot for a TV show?
I really don't know. Do you think we need 60 carpenters to build a house? No. Do you need 60 carpenters to build 10 houses?
Well, concurrently maybe.
Yeah, so I don't know, 60 carpenters over 3 weeks or 6 weeks really could build quite a set.
They could build quite a lot of stuff.
They could build anything they want, really. Maybe an ark. An ark would be, that's not a bad idea.
And float it
Let's hire these guys to the zombie apocalypse and say, okay, we're going to have an apocalypse, build me an ark, and you and your wives and 2 very kind of kids, and come on, here we go.
Good idea. Why not, I suppose. So anyway, 60 carpenters are working in Sonoya, Georgia, so they're obviously doing something, which we'll find out in season 3. And according to the IMDb, in season 3, Marvin Durkles will be playing Philip Eagle. Interesting character name.
There's a lot to wrap your brain around. That makes a joke.
Marvin Durkles will be playing Philip Eagle in episode 1 season 3. He's the only actor listed for season 3 episode 1.
How reliable is IMDb?
Well, I don't think it's that reliable.
Who maintains the data?
Users. It's a bit of a wiki if I'm not mistaken. Right. If I was an actor, I'd have a profile for myself on there, and I can go add my work to my profile.
Can I create a profile for myself and add my work there?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if there's some sort of verification of you signing up for a profile. I just don't know.
Right.
You might have to pay for it though.
Oh, that'd be good. Right. Well, I did a little bit of work. I've done a couple of TV shows. I was on my TV for a little while, and some interstitials. I was a camera operator for that thing we shot. Remember we shot at the live music thing?
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I could be on there.
Exactly. Then there's some, just a little bit tiny little stuff, right? The commercial back in high school for a t-shirt store. And all you can add stuff in there. It's all legit.
Were you the guy putting on like 55 t-shirts?
Oh, I was joking.
No, of course you were.
Writing names like
You're just a clown.
yeah, commercial man.
Yeah, that's you're on a career path right there.
Yep. Straight to nowhere. Small town commercial for a t-shirt store.
So Marvin Durkles, it's Durkholz. Durkholz.
Perfect.
You will know him from the Teen Wolf TV show if you watch that.
I have not.
It's MTV, I think.
The new Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I meant the original Teen Wolf TV show.
No, Teen Wolf is a movie. There's a TV show now on
I
MTV.
thought it was a TV show as well. Like I know that what's his name? The Canadian guy.
Michael
Michael
Fox
was in Teen Wolf, and then Jason Bateman was in Teen Wolf 2.
That is correct.
I know that, but I thought it was a TV show as well.
I believe so. As far as I know, there's only the newer Teen Wolf TV show. He was in that. He was also in the 2012 movie, or I think it's coming out. It's just out now. The Devil Inside.
Right.
I think I might be out now. I'm not sure, but I don't know who Marvin Durkholz is, so we'll have to wait and see in season 3. Anyways, he's like Philip Eagle. It was a pretty awesome name. Really.
Really.
And of course, we all know Gardner's name, so that means nothing really. Nothing here.
Well, is it? Is it in Philip? Is he?
Yeah, is he? I don't know. We'll just have to read a book to find out.
Yeah.
Did you find out if there's another TV show for Teen
I'm
Wolf?
looking it up. I can't find it.
It doesn't exist, man.
Well, if I would make it up in my head, does that make it bad?
No, it just makes it harder for me to find.
I have my own internal movie database in my brain. Yes, that is probably just as accurate as the real one.
The JMDB.
Oh, it's completely maintained and monitored by my own head.
Yeah, so it might be more accurate. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, this next item is definitely potentially spoilery.
Okay.
So it is about a certain actor on The Walking Dead and what his future might hold. And that actor is John Bernthal. Apparently Darabont is courting him for his new show. His new show is L.A. Noire. And I don't know if that's related to the video game. L.A. Noire.
That'd be cool.
It's spelled differently according to all the reports I can find. The video game is Noire, and the TV show is Noir.
Well, that's just for licensing purposes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Copyright issues. From Variety, they reported that The Walking Dead star John Bernthal is in early conversations with TNT to star in its period drama pilot L.A. Noire, shepherded by Frank Darabont. Sources close to the situation emphasize that discussions are barely begun and there's no certainty a deal will come together.
Okay, so this idea of L.A. Noire, a period piece by Frank Darabont. Okay, first of all, it's going to be black and white. It's going to be in the 30s. It's going to be in L.A. and I think it's going to be awesome.
I doubt it'll be black and white, but yes, I agree with all
Why
those.
would it be black and white? Because film noir is going to be black and white. You play the video game black and white.
I know, and maybe because it's on TNT they would go for black and white, but come on, man, AMC would go for black and white Walking Dead, which.
And but now you have Frank Darabont with the successful television show that he helped to propel into the spotlight. They're going to give him the keys to produce whatever the heck he wants. Black and white, go for it.
Give him the keys to AMC wouldn't they? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That'd be cool. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
I'm excited about the show. We should start a podcast.
Why not? Start another one. Now, the thing about this is, this harkens back a little bit to when Darabont was released from The Walking Dead. At the time, it was reported that one cast member was so upset by it that he or she asked to be released from their contract. Now, at the time, apparently the actor changed their mind and is now happy, but maybe it was Bernthal. Maybe things had been set in motion back then, and he's like, I want out of here, and they said no, but they decided to get rid of him anyway. So, what all this boils down to is maybe Shane is not long for The Walking Dead.
That's entirely possible.
Of course, it's been predicted on our last episode a fair bit that he would be killed off, and this could be one of the nails in his coffin.
Yeah, well, think about the description for the Finding Sophia in the barn, kind of starting off a series of events that end with a bigger trouble on the horizon, and starting off a conflict that's going to take us right through the rest of the season. That conflict could very well be focused right on Shane.
Well, he's the most conflicted character right now.
Yeah,
well, he's not conflicted in his feelings. He's very clear in his feelings, but he seems to be he has different feelings than everyone else does.
Yes, which there's a lot of conflict possibilities there. So this could very well spiral into a huge kerfuffle and a split in the group, and there's he said, she said, and I'm going to shoot you because you shot me, and okay, well, I'll shoot back at you, and then all of a sudden Carl shoots Shane in the neck, and that's all she wrote.
And then he shows up in 1940s LA. That's right. Carl shoots him in the neck and goes back in time for some reason. Yeah, for some reason. So yeah, there you go. John Bernthal might be on a new show, which means he probably won't be on The Walking Dead. Now, it's not impossible to do 2 shows at once. No, but it's unusual.
It is.
Just put it that way.
I think it's very, very possible that Shane could be killed off this season.
Okay, one more item of news, and that is I just want to briefly talk about the Walking Dead Left Behind Facebook app. You haven't tried this out, have you?
I don't use Facebook apps.
Well, not even in the interest of the Walking Dead experience.
I've never installed, used, looked at. I don't know how they work. I barely use Facebook at all, and I said to myself a long time ago that I would never use Facebook app in any way, shape, or form.
Well, coming from me, someone who knows a little bit about creating them, because I've done a couple, and this, I'll throw it out there right now. I'm working on one for this very podcast.
Outstanding.
It's hardly an app, but it's going to allow you to listen to our latest episode right in Facebook without leaving Facebook.
All right, I'll use that one. You have to explain to me exactly how Facebook apps work and interact with my data.
I will. Well, if you want to get a real clear sort of look into what they can do with your data, go and check out the Walking Dead Left Behind Facebook app. What it does is it basically builds a movie that incorporates all kinds of information from your Facebook profile, pictures, data, information about you, all that kind of stuff. And I've seen these things before, but this one was a little bit more immersive than even some of the more advanced ones I've seen in the past. It actually even requests you access to your built-in webcam on your computer if you have one. I'm sitting in front of this iMac here and it has a camera built in and says, ask for access to that. If you grant it, it takes a picture of you sitting there and incorporates that into it as well.
That's not creepy at all.
No, it's not creepy at all. The worst part about it is at the end of the whole thing, that camera icon was still on. And I'm like, that should go off by now. I don't know why that's still on.
There's no chance in hell I would give Facebook control over my camera.
It's only briefly, then you can delete the app and get rid of it. Anyways, here's what's happens in this Left Behind app. So you connect to it and it loads a bunch of stuff, and then it basically plays through a video. You wake up in a hospital and you make your way out, and it's all first person style. So you wake up, you see your own name scroll on the wall in blood, and then you come out of the room, and it's funny. You go up to a cork board, all this stuff posted on it. There's pictures, there's information, and there's all your info up there and so on. And then what you do is you grab one of the photos off the board. And I guess it's supposed to be like for some reason that was important, or there's a person in the photo that you want to remember, something like that. The picture it chose for mine, 2 palm trees. I'm like, well, this is kind of funny because it's totally irrelevant. It shows status updates of yours on the wall. They're all just silly, right? Because that's just me. Anyways, I grabbed a picture of palm trees that's very meaningful, and I ran out there, and one of the status updates that showed was about me being Santa with my kids at Christmas time. I was like, why would that be on the wall? It makes no sense. So anyways, you get out and you do a card and what happens. But it's kind of cool in that it pulls all this stuff in. But similar to one I tried before, I think created in the UK. If I'm not mistaken, it pulls in data in the same sort of way. So it's kind of fun if you're okay with opening up all of your information to a Facebook app. Right. So what I recommend is going to find out and then deleting the app. Right. So there you go. You should try it.
I'll give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. All right, man. That's it for the news. We blew through the news this week. Incredible. We are going to take a quick break and talk about our sponsor for the show. And when we come back, we'll get into some listener feedback. So the Talking Dead is brought to you by Ring Central this week. Ring Central delivers all the power of a sophisticated phone system with no hardware to buy and nothing to maintain. Ring Central takes the cost and hassle of communication, allowing entrepreneurs to focus on growing their business. So if in case you don't know, we use Ring Central for our toll-free numbers online, and it's really great. I like having toll-free numbers instead of making people make long distance calls. It's so much better. I don't know why more shows don't do this. So if you have a podcast or a business or really any other need for a toll-free number, I highly recommend you give Ring Central a try. They have plans starting as low as $9.99 per month. And if you go over to talkingdeadpodcast.com and click on the Ring Central banner now, you can sign up for your free trial and get 40% off your first 3 months. I highly recommend doing it. I could not be happier with their service.
Listener feedback.
All right, it's time for listener feedback as we move right along here.
I have some listener feedback of my own right now. Do you? Teen Wolf was a 1986 animated TV series. That's what I was thinking of.
Animated
TV series.
What year was the movie?
The movie was
A couple years before that?
1985. August 23rd, 1985 was Teen Wolf, and then there was Teen Wolf 2, TOO, which was
Teen Wolf also.
Teen Wolf as well, which was 1987. Starring Jason Bateman.
So Michael J. Fox did Teen Wolf and Back to the Future at the same time?
I guess so. He was a hot commodity back then.
One movie I practically memorized, and the other one I've seen once or twice.
Teen Wolf good?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I haven't watched it quite as much as Back to the Future.
And I found a quote from The West Wing regarding their angels.
And it is?
And do you mean you said my demons were shutting down my better angels in my brain? So it has to do with your better angels having a good idea, but your demons getting the better idea.
There you go. Like having your conscience each on one shoulder.
That's right, yeah.
Good and bad.
So
It's constant balance that you have to maintain.
My demons were shutting down the better angels in my brain. I knew I heard that from the West Wing.
All right, very good. Okay, let's feedback, Jason. Samantha. I've got 2 people who sent in some predictions, and as I said, I'm a boob and I missed them for last week's episode, so I'm going to read them now.
Why did you miss them? Just you forgot about them? They came in late.
Well, one came in, Samantha from Ohio wrote in, and it came in last Monday morning, I think, and for some reason I just didn't see an email when I was compiling the predictions. And the other one came in way early in the early like weeks before we were doing the prediction episode, and I just filed away and then didn't go back to it.
They were on white text on white background, couldn't read it. Just like, why would somebody send a big
I had to select it and to see it, and it doesn't work right. So Samantha from Ohio writes in, I think that Rich shooting zombie Sophia in the head is going to make Lori once again second guess continuing on with pregnancy and become way more protective of Carl. So she's going to worry about the pregnancy. Having the walkers out of the barn and being shot by the group is going to allow Maggie and Jimmy to see that even though the walkers were friends and family once, they're no longer the same people and will bring them in closer to the group. Herschel and Patricia are going to still believe that even though they are zombies, they can still be cured, and that is why Herschel leaves the farm. He's off looking to save others. So she thinks the family, Herschel family, is going to split.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to go find more people.
That barn full of undead family and friends was the only thing keeping me here.
That's right. She goes on to say Dale will continue to try and protect Andrea from Shane, and will talk to Rick about letting Shane go off on his own for the good of the group. I believe Dale is going to pull Rick or Lori off the side of the group and tell them about the swamp incident. Not the Otis incident, but the swamp incident where Shane and Dale had their conversation in the forest. As for Tika, I have a feeling he's going to become Walker. Right? That's a common theme, I'll tell you. And lastly, I believe we will finally be told what Dr. Jenner told Rick, and that we will see Morgan and his son Dwayne again before the midway point of season 3.
We didn't get a lot of predictions about Jenner.
No, it's funny. I realized that after too. In fact, we didn't get any.
Yeah.
I think because it's been going on for some time now, and everyone's probably already got an idea, figured out in their mind what it is, and they don't really think of, they're not really thinking about it as much anymore. Yeah, we know it's not that.
Your son is right there.
Yeah. That's the secret. No, I think Carl.
He's your son.
Thanks. We've got some more to talk about that in a second, though. Before that, Monica from San Antonio, although I did read one for predictions last week, she sent 2 emails. That's why I was confused.
Oh.
Her first email had these predictions. She says, we will find out that Jenner told Rick the CDC created / discovered the virus and was trying to weaponize it or it mutated and they were unable to find a cure. Bottom line is that they were responsible for what happened. I can totally get on board with that. She goes on to explain that just before the CDC exploded, Jenner screams the line, stuff that you don't want getting out ever, in reference to some of the crazy shit the CDC has contained. She says it's kind of chilling and powerful to think the CDC accidentally let something out is disturbing and creates that whole feeling. Besides, why does it matter if anything gets out or if the CDC is destroyed or not if there's no hope left for the human race? That's true. So pretty strong arguments here. She ends with, we will get left in the past and not just hallucination. I think we can expect to see even more tomorrow. I think so. So I wouldn't be surprised. In that Collider interview we talked about earlier, they did ask if Morgan's coming back, and Kirkman said something like, no, he probably will. We'll do it at the right time. I haven't figured out when that right time is yet, right? So it could be season 3, who knows?
Maybe season 7.
Yeah, could be. We got lots to go. So Beth from Arkansas sent in this clip.
Hey guys, this is Beth in Arkansas. I'm just finished listening to the podcast. It was really good. Good predictions out there. I'm just being mighty on time. I want to go ahead and throw it out. I'm kind of surprised that nobody brought it up, but I think that in the episode coming back from the break, Rick is going to tell Herschel the secret that Dr. Jenner told him at the CDC. I kind of got a feeling of that from the preview of the game where Rick's talking to Herschel and Herschel says, there's no hope left for anyone. And I think, what would make him think that? And so I think he told him the secret, and we finally find out what that is. So have a good one. See you later.
She emailed in, Beth emailed in right after she sent that because she thought maybe she was unclear, and the secret is that they're all infected. She didn't actually say it in the email, but right. Interesting thing about this is that the clip she's referring to is in that preview clip where the 2 guys walking to the bar at the end. That's not Tesla, right? And what Herschel says to Rick is something along the lines of, there's no hope, and you know that now.
Right.
And I think that line probably comes right after Rick says, we had a doctor in the CDC, and he told me we're all going to become zombies no matter what. And then Herschel says, see, there's no hope, you know that now. It makes an awful lot of
It does
sense.
make an awful lot of sense. I'm just processing it in my little brain here.
I can see smoke coming out of your
Yeah,
ears.
there's smoke coming out. That's very, very interesting.
I think people are starting to put it together, and it's all falling into place. AMC seems to have given us just enough to kind of figure out what's going on here. And I'm not smart enough to put it all together, but obviously our listeners are. So it's Monica and Beth and everybody who has these feelings. I think maybe on something. That's great. Absolutely. We'll find out next week, hopefully. That'd be great. Really exciting. Okay, two more emails from listeners. Andrea from Knoxville, Tennessee, regarding Sophia in the barn. So we got a couple people that wrote in regarding this topic here. She says, just a short note to say that if you look really closely in the secrets episode, when the lady is taking chicken to feed the waters in the barn, you can see Sophia in there. So
Really?
yeah, apparently you can see her. Now, Jonathan also wrote in about Sophia in the barn, and he said at the end of Chupacabra, different episode, there appears to be a child walker in the bottom left frame of the second scene where Glenn sees the zombies. So this is the reveal to the audience that there's zombies in there when he follows, or he goes up there with Maggie following him.
Right.
He looks down and sees zombies. Jonathan said, I'm pretty sure that child zombie was indeed Sophia. When the beginning credits started showing names in the also starring section, it said Madison Lynch. That would make sense since she was in the beginning of the episode's flashback. But I think it was a sneaky way for AMC to throw in that quick little scene of the zombified Sophia before it was revealed pretty much already. Now I went back and I looked at that scene, and basically what happens is you're looking down from Glenn's perspective, and the zombies are all kind of looking up at the camera, reaching their arms up, and the camera's shaking around a bit and slowly pulling back. And in the bottom left, and it's pretty quick, there does look like a zombie that looks like a child. And clearly she was the only child that came out of the barn when they were shooting them. So logic would dictate that has to be her.
Right.
So I wonder, did people making Walking Dead intentionally put her in that barn and give us a hint or a clue, or depending on how you look at it, a full reveal that she was there before the actual reveal for those watching close enough?
Why they did that?
Yeah, you think so?
Well, I don't know if they did it on purpose. I mean, especially in a show like this where it's a very live and active community, people are going to go through this stuff with a fine-tooth comb. So anything they reveal, even slightly, is tantamount to a full reveal. Like, there's no leaving a little bit of information, just tease you, right?
Yeah.
You crowdsource that stuff and everything gets figured out well before it actually airs.
But maybe that's okay. I mean, when you think about it, there are two different kinds of viewers. There's the casual viewer, and that can range from people who watch episodes once in a while to people who tune in every week and watch it, but typically don't think about it when they're not watching it. And then there's the other level of viewer, which includes us, which are the people that don't stop thinking about it all the time and create crazy podcasts about it, stuff like that.
Right. So what I'm thinking is if you did that and they put that in there, that would jeopardize their big reveal at the end of the mid-season finale. And so I'm a little bit skeptical as to whether they would do that.
Right, but it's definitely ambiguous.
Right.
You cannot, in my opinion, you cannot look at that and say definitively that is her. Oh my God, there she is. Maybe they can find out. Right. That's the thing. And my point together a minute ago about different viewers. It's only going to be viewers like us that really go out of their way to look for that. And you're still going to have this massive casual viewership that's going to have no idea. And it's going to completely work on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, you should go back and check it out and see what you think. I will. Chupacabra is the one episode where Glenn first sees them, and Andrea said in secrets when Patricia's eating chickens. You can see her too. So I don't know. I'm going back to look at that one. I definitely will very soon. I think it's pretty interesting. So anyhow, everyone keep your eyes peeled for crazy stuff like that. You never know what you might see.
Okay, so once you're done watching the show for the first time when it airs and you PVR it and you watch it again just to get a better feeling for it, after that you go back and just flip frame by frame all the way through it to see what you can discover.
By all means, and then tell us what you found. PVR. Did they use that term in the States?
I really have no idea.
DVR, TiVo. That's what they say.
TiVo, yeah.
Anyways,
We use the term PVR here.
personal video recorder. Right. All right. Thanks everyone for writing and calling in. We love getting your feedback. Stay tuned to the end of the show for the best ways to contact us because we want to get more of your feedback and get on the air. All right, now it is time for the big secret or big spoilery part of this episode. It's next time on Walking Dead.
Next week on The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to read the descriptions for the rest of season 2 for each episode. There's an interesting thing about these is that these descriptions are not listed on the IMDb,
Right.
and they're nowhere to be found on the AMC website, of course, because they only put out one episode at a time after it airs. Right. These descriptions may have been leaked somehow. I don't know that they were officially released by AMC.
Right.
But I'm going to read them anyways.
So, we can make a completely different description on our website and then people will start citing them in articles.
Why not? Why not? But we wouldn't do that.
No, we wouldn't do that, but what are you guys? You want to say where you got them?
No, I just can't remember right now. I'm link. Sorry. I think maybe Shopsy brought them, but I'll let the site report on it.
Is that not email to you? Is that icon?
Yes. No, that's not true. The other thing about these descriptions is in some ways, you know how AMC releases the ones that are just ridiculous? They don't say anything, they don't mean anything. Sometimes it seems like it's talking about a completely different
Yeah,
episode.
Rick falls off the back of it and then finds his self-founded truck.
What? Yes, sometimes they're not even sentences. These ones are a little bit better. So here we go. Number 8, episode 8, Nebraska. Rick and the others try to restore order after a terrible discovery. Herschel takes up an old habit and disappears.
Okay, so
So the terrible discovery is Sophie in the bar.
Yeah.
They're trying to restore order. Herschel takes up an old habit, drinking, and disappears to a bar.
well, there's no functioning bars nearby.
No, but there's the bar that we've seen in that clip where he's having some whiskey or whatever it is.
Oh, there you go.
Episode number 9, Triggerfinger. Rick, Herschel, and Glenn are trapped and fight to survive. Shane finds Lori in danger. So that one is a bit weak. But clearly, Rick, Herschel, and Glenn, or at least Rick and Herschel are in the bar. Glenn goes to find them if he can go in to begin with, and then they get trapped and fight off zombies to survive.
Right, and Shane comes to the rescue for Lori again.
He finds Lori in danger. Shane may be doing something completely different. I don't know.
Well, he's coming to the rescue anyway.
He's from the rescue. Yeah, in some capacity, yes.
Again, because he did that initially when they thought that they were dead.
Right, and that's what he does. He protects Lori. Number 10,
Or it's his partner's wife.
Right, stop it, stop it. Number 10, 18 miles out. Rick and Shane are in conflict over the fate of an outsider. Andrea helps Herschel's daughter face a crucial decision. So we have an outsider, and who knows who that is? Maybe Tony or Dave or Hustler.
Or Kiefer Sutherland. Was he outside?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe outside.
Yeah,
I forget.
it rings a bell. I don't know. Andrea helps Herschel's daughter face a crucial decision. What do you think Maggie's crucial decision is? Unless it's not Maggie, unless Beth.
How could be Beth?
We don't really know. Number 11, judge, jury, executioner. Rick sides with Shane, causing Dale to worry that the group is losing its humanity. Carl's actions have unintended consequences.
Carl, all right.
Yep. So Rick sides with Shane. That's interesting. Shane is losing it, but Rick is going with him, and Dale gets upset. Number 12, Better Angels. Someone dangerous may be loose near the farm. Could be Rick, Shane, Daryl, and Glenn keep the group safe.
Oh, that's nice.
They
Oh,
go
no, that was gonna
they go to the team and keep them safe.
All the other ones have been trying, or they face things, or
Right.
stuff going on. This just says, they keep the group safe. Yeah, right. No,
No,
that's
everyone's
fine.
And then finally, episode 13, Beside the Dying Fire, Rick and Carl find the farm in jeopardy. The group is split up in chaos. Rick's leadership is questioned.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, crazy time.
So Jeopardy
stuff
there from the danger on the horizon.
That's right. What is the danger on the horizon?
Could be fire.
Could be.
Well, yeah, the fire someone through the woods and burn everything down.
That's true.
Be wildfire.
I wonder if he literally means horizon, or if he just means the future.
Well, it could, yeah.
Yeah, it could mean either, I suppose.
Oh my god, the moon's landing. Oh my god.
We forgot that the guys in the International Space Station. They just landed in the field.
Oh no, I mean the moon's landing.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Here it comes.
So there we go. Those are the apparent episode descriptions. There's some interesting stuff there. It also tells me that they don't leave the farm, at least permanently, for until maybe the last episode.
No, they don't go anywhere.
It does tell me that the group is split up into chaos, which we'll talk about in a second. And so we could have two groups going off in opposite directions. Who knows?
Yep, split by the fire. I'm gonna go fire.
Fire? Okay.
Well, yeah, you have to, zombie apocalypse. You have to break down to the base needs, right? Which are food, shelter, clothing, whatever have you. But major dangers that you face in very primal major dangers.
Yes.
Very primal existence are weather, fire, water,
Lack of these things.
lack of these things.
Except fire. Too much fire.
Too much fire is bad. Well, there's anything bad. Really. You know, if you have way too much food all falling from the sky at the same time, that's dangerous.
It is dangerous and it's just going to spoil.
Well,
Yeah,
then really,
who knows?
anyway, I just think that if you get that right down to basics, the things that cause the most danger are floods, fires, earthquakes, storms, right?
And zombies.
And then we have the zombie apocalypse, like a wave of flesh-eating water.
There you go. Okay, the last thing before we wrap things up here is that there are a couple of video clips on the AMC site TV ads basically promoting the rest of season 2. They're called on-air trailers. One is The Walking Dead is Back, and the other one is called The Walking Dead Returns.
Oh.
I know. So I went through these in a great amount of detail because there are a lot of fast cuts, and we see a lot of different clips here. The first one, The Walking Dead is Back. So I went through what I saw, and some of them are the same in the other one, but there's a few different ones. But the first one, here's what I saw. A whole bunch of zombies breaking through a gate at the farm. So clearly the farm becomes overwhelmed with zombies.
Right.
We see Shane and Andrea being chased at different points. We see Carl pointing a gun at a walker at close range. It was a pretty quick shot, but it was definitely a zombie. It was pointing a gun at not a human being, not a living person. We see Carol back up against the wall screaming, presumably frightened because she's being attacked. We see Shane headbutting Rick with a school bus in the background.
The advanced class.
It was definitely Rick. It wasn't somebody else or a zombie. You catch enough of Rick's face to see the same before you take the headbutt to the forehead. We see Shane in a vehicle that looks like a school bus, and we also see Maggie in there. I think they're in a vehicle together. I think Maggie says Rick like that. Right. It's hard to tell what she says. Then we see Rick standing blade in front of the school bus. So the school bus gets a lot of action in this clip. And finally, we see Daryl pointing a gun at the camera and saying, "Sorry, brother."
That's the scariest bit in the whole thing.
Yeah, he's pointing a gun at Merle about to shoot him.
No,
or he's about to execute him because he's a
I
zombie.
don't think he means brother literally. I think he means brother in the sense of, I've been with you for some time. I know who you are. You're not just a random zombie friend. You're someone I know, and this is unfortunate, but they're all gonna do what they're gonna do, and he's gonna pull the trigger.
He means brother in the sense of friend, not little brother. So
Somebody's gonna die, and when they come back, they're going to shoot.
Yeah, I can see that. Or do you think Daryl is shooting someone before they come back? Is he killing somebody? Is somebody injured and he can't escape? So he's like killing me out before I eat zombies.
That could be too. Or, it'd be terribly unfortunate if it was Hustla that he was shooting, because I don't know if Daryl would use the term brother for one of the outsiders that are coming.
One of the others. No, he would say sorry, Hustla, and then shoot him.
Who would? If I knew somebody named Hustla, I had to shoot them. I would say sorry, Hustla.
Exactly. So there you go. A lot of interesting stuff there. Rick, Carl definitely gets some time with a gun.
He sure does.
And he's going to be shooting zombies and who knows what else. Trees, rabbits, that kind of stuff. Maybe next. And okay, the other one, The Walking Dead Returns. Now we see some of the same scenes from different angles, which is interesting. We also see Rick hiding behind a window, which is, as far as I can tell, either in the farm or in the bar. Because he's hiding behind sort of beside a window behind a door, and there's a little curtain on the window. So it's definitely a furnished place, or a finished place. And outside the window, there are some figures out there. And to me, although they were far away and blurry, they kind of looked like they were not zombies. They weren't shuffling around like zombies. I think there was living human action out there, which was interesting.
Human action.
That's right. So we also see Carl getting attacked by a walker. It looks like he's in the woods by the river where Daryl saw Merle. Anyways, I don't know what he's doing there by himself, but kind of looked like it. That was really the only two different scenes I pulled out of that one. Not a lot of different stuff. So everybody go check those out. There's some stuff in there if you're looking close enough.
There's a lot of stuff. It's all packed in there very, very tight.
Did you have any thoughts on any of these clips?
No, nothing really covered. I'm really worried about that sword brother from Daryl.
Sorry, brother. Well, let's make a call right now.
Because he's not talking to squirrels.
No, he eats squirrels.
He eats squirrels. He doesn't apologize to squirrels.
No, he does not. He eats and collects ears. Hey, if Daryl has to shoot somebody he knows, is he going to cut your ear off and wear it after?
I don't know, that ear thing. Kind of weird. Well, he might drop the ear things. He collected ears and shot in the ear, and like, okay, that's just a little too creepy. I'm afraid about the ear necklace.
And also Rick, or somebody shoved the ears in his pocket, right?
Yeah, Rick, they put it in the inside pocket.
Inside pocket. So he might still have the ears in his jacket.
Well, why would you throw out a necklace full of ears? Nobody would do that.
I don't know. All right, let's make a prediction right now. Who do we think Daryl's pointing that gun at and shooting?
Honestly,
Yes.
I think it's one of the outsiders. I think it's one of the people that are going to show up in the next episode.
So even though earlier you said they've got the main character,
They do, but I don't think Daryl does it. That's the thing.
Right.
Daryl's not conflicted enough with anybody to have to resolve that. I don't think Daryl's going to do it. If Shane's going to get shot, it's going to be Carl. If it's what's her eyebrows? Sophie's mom.
Carol.
Carol's going to be shot. That might be Daryl. He wouldn't say brother. Sorry, brother. Carol.
No, it's true. You wouldn't say that.
So
one of the new characters you're thinking. So
maybe him shoots Dale. That'd be Andrea. Maybe he shoots Dale. Because he had to shoot the relationship, right? You can't just get outside the relationship conflict.
Has more weight.
Exactly. So Daryl doesn't have that kind of relationship with anybody that he would say sorry brother to. So honestly, I think it's going to be somebody on the outside. And I don't know that these clips are from the next episode.
no, definitely not. I think many of them are from all 6 of the episodes.
So we have a number of episodes for Daryl to get by with somebody enough to have that line come up and have me.
Well, do we? I'm not sure, but they might play it that way. I don't know. Is it possible to think that it's another Merle flashback? I hope not. I don't want to see too many hallucination. I don't want to see too many hallucinations.
Not if he's pointing a gun at him.
Well, that can happen in hallucination, but still, maybe he's a dream. Maybe it's a dream sequence.
Oh, that's just cheap.
Well,
Don't
totally.
do that.
I hope not. I don't want to see crazy stuff like this. I'm just trying to think of all the possibilities here.
Or maybe Rick will wake up in the hospital and the whole thing will be a dream. Oh man, whoa.
I believe what just happened.
Sorry, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, and then they'll walk to the hospital together, and the zombie apocalypse will happen in the show.
Yeah, if it ever has happened.
There we go. So go watch those clips. There's a lot of cool stuff. I think that's going to wrap up this episode of Talking Dead.
That's it.
That is the whole thing. Next week when we're back, it will be Monday, February 13th, right? Yep. Which is the day after the 12th when The Walking Dead premieres back again on the show. That's what they tell us. So we'll be back to our regular format. We'll be recapping that sucker and hopefully have some more questions and predictions either answered or validated.
Or completely from the window and we have no idea what's going on.
It's possible too.
We're talking on the internet for no reason whatsoever.
Well, I'm pretty sure that might be the case anyway. No, I'm just kidding. All right, if you want to give us a call, please do so at 1-866-483-ZOMB. That's 1-866-483-9662. As I mentioned, it's toll free call. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Talking Dead or on Twitter at Talking Dead. Finally, please send all email communications to talkingdeadpodcast@gmail.com. There we go. We're really excited for next week.
Okay.
So everyone have a great week until then. For me and for Jason, keep your
I don't know, keep your bow tie loose.
Until next week, everyone, keep your bow tie loose. That's all.
Bye.
This is The Talking Dead, a podcast dedicated to the AMC TV show, The Walking Dead.
Good day, everybody. My name is Chris.
And my name is Jason.
This is The Talking Dead number 68 for Monday, February 13, 2012, after the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead.
It sure is.
It sure is. Good to be back. Good to have a show back. I'm very excited, as I always say.
I'm very excited too. You know, I realized that today while I was watching Walking Dead for the second time. That I just got this overwhelming feeling of how fortunate I am to be able to have a forum to just spew my thoughts about the show.
It's true. A lot of people don't have this, or at least they don't have it outside of their living room.
Yeah.
Or maybe their local watering hole.
Water cooler.
The water cooler. That's how I was going for it in my mind when watering hole.
It went the hole because it's usually
Yeah.
why not? And I just want to express my thought that I feel very fortunate that first of all I get to chat about the show with you because we enjoy our conversations about all kinds of stuff. This one's very focused on one particular television show, but I'm also I feel very fortunate that we can release this to the internet at large.
Well, speaking of that, you know what the most fortunate thing is that not only do we provide an outlet for each other to discuss this show we love so much, we kind of in a small way provide that for the listening community.
Well, that's great.
Because they can call in or write in and talk to us, and they can go on our Facebook page, they can do whatever they want, and we create a conversation.
Join the conversation.
Now that we've hyped ourselves up so much.
Well, I didn't want to hype myself up. I just wanted to express my gratitude that this exists.
All right, great. Well, that's good. Let's get into our show. We've got an awesome show. We, of course, have our recap of the most recent episode of Nebraska. We've got some listener feedback. We've got our holy crap, did you see that moment, which I almost forgot about. That was new this season, so over the hiatus, I'm like, what do we do again? Oh, yeah, holy crap.
Yeah, I listened back to a previous episode that we recorded just to get back into the swing of things and the swing of things. Yep, as a phrase number. And it reminded me, holy crap.
Did you remember that?
We do that. Holy crap, we do that.
Before that, we've also got some Walking Dead news, which I don't know if we usually do. There's some big news this week that we need to talk about at least briefly, and I think we're gonna do that right now.
The Walking Dead news.
All right, so the first item in the news is that Tony Moore, the original artist on the Walking Dead comic series, is suing Robert Kirkman.
Is he now?
Yeah, so this was reported widely across the internet. Tony Moore is, as I said, the original artist. He did the first 6 or 7 issues, and I think he drew the covers for the first 25 or so issues.
Right.
So he wasn't around too long compared to Charlie Adler, who's been doing it since then. He certainly, helped launch the comic with Kirkman and sort of, made his stake and drew the original characters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Deadline reports that Tony Moore, alleging he is co-creator of the Walking Dead comic, has filed suit against his one-time partner Robert Kirkman, accusing him of promissory fraud, breach of written contract, and other charges.
And it took how long for this to come up?
It does seem like it's been a little while. He's probably been out of the comic since sometime in 2005 or 2006.
That's a long time.
So 6 or 7 years ago is a long time. Also from Deadline, they report that Moore asserts that in September 2005, he and Kirkman entered into an agreement which assigned Moore 60% of comic publishing net proceeds to The Walking Dead, 20% of all motion picture net proceeds to The Walking Dead, amongst other things. And those other things are some stakes in other books that Kirkman was working on or has been working on.
60% seems like a lot.
Of comic publishing net proceeds.
That's net. I mean, if it was 60% gross, that's significantly more, I think.
But as a percentage, it feels like a lot.
It really kind of does.
Yeah. So Moore says in the suit he was reluctant to enter into the agreement, but he claims Kirkman informed him that if he didn't assign his rights as specified, it would kill the quote large television deal on the table. End quote.
Right.
And what that's getting at is I think Kirkman, as the story goes, and this is according to Tony Moore, Kirkman came to him and said, we've got this big TV deal working on. This was long before AMC was in the mix. I think it was back CBS. I was trying to buy the rights, which obviously never worked out. But Kirkman had a deal on the table, and he told Tony, look, we got to consolidate the rights to this, or they're gonna pass on. Right. So most of the rights, or all of them, went over to Robert Kirkman. Finally, from Deadline, it's the lawyers were saying, pretty ridiculous. Mr. Moore is owed absolutely nothing. There is no fraud, no money owed, no credit. He suggested that when all is said and done, Mr. Moore is going to end up paying Mr. Kirkman's attorney fees. So I guess that's what the lawyers have to say.
Well,
But,
I mean, let's say net proceeds of the comic book royalties and the motion picture. Does that include television? Because it sounds like is television specifically excluded from this?
I don't think so. I think he's looking for money from the TV show.
I know, but if he's saying I signed this deal where I got so much of comic book and movies, but I got that because I specifically signed with my rights for television, and now it's off because his television show is wildly successful.
Right. Although I think he's actually saying that this deal is in place, was in place made time. I don't know if he actually signed anything away. I don't think any actual paperwork was signed. Whereas maybe a handshake agreement, which is difficult to work with and prove, I suppose. Tony Moore claims, according to the Hollywood Reporter, that they have not issued, they mean Kirkman and his empire, have not issued a single statement or allowed access to their books and records in accordance with the reporting obligations of the agreement. So there's some sort of agreement in place, or at least Tony Moore thinks there is. Right. Now, the icing on the cake here here, or at least the kick of the pants.
The icing on the pants.
Yeah, the icing on the pants here is that about 9 months ago, Kirkman was on Chris Hardwick's Nerdist podcast, we all know who he is, and he asked him how a comic book writer should go about finding an artist. And at the time, Kirkman joked with his answer by saying trickery and deceit.
Oh, lovely.
He probably regrets that joke.
Oh, probably.
So things could get ugly here. I don't know. Who knows if this will end up being a very public feud between the two.
Yeah.
This could be all we hear until it's settled, or it just kind of goes away on its own. But it's sort of a bummer that Tony Moore is suing his childhood friend, Robert Kirkman.
Oh, that is tough. That must have been why it's taking so long. It was probably a very difficult decision.
Yeah.
You're probably getting control from family and friends saying, dude, you owe this money, get a lawyer. It's like, oh, your friend of mine, I can't do that. Yeah. Okay, dude, you know how successful the television show is? Get a lawyer. All right. He gets a lawyer, and all of a sudden it becomes a big public battle. So it's an unfortunate situation. Sounds like.
Unfortunate. We'll try to follow as much as we can and see what happens, but hopefully they can work things out, come to some sort of mutually happy agreement.
Well, I mean, that's the nature of business too. Is you become successful, you get sued by other people that feel like they got the shot.
That's true. Biggest companies in the world are always getting sued, like every day.
Yeah.
I think Apple gets sued more than once a week.
Well, by patent trolls, don't even start about the patent. No, never mind.
The whole thing. All right, also in the news. Glenn Mazzara sat down with an interview on Vulture.com. This interview was long, extensive, and truly amazing. They talked about all kinds of stuff that you don't usually hear from people in these sorts of situations. He talked about Frank Darabont, he talked about making the show, story, the fan criticism, all that stuff. And I highly recommend everyone